I'm going to walk through a couple of things today that will be helpful for all of you to know and to be able to use in your different ministries. Now, I am currently logged into the ownership login, which is Pastor Denver's. And what I would suggest is at the end of this call, if there are a couple of things that you guys have questions on, like can we all get access to making these kinds of changes and edits and customizable things? I will answer those questions towards the end. So, because the ownership login has the ability to customize very specific things in here. And so we'll walk through how to do that, but I have a feeling that all of you are probably going to want to be able to make those changes, which is totally normal. And so we'll talk about how that can happen because it is possible. So first, let's start with telling me how you guys use RightNow Media, because you've been with us for a while now, right?
Well, we've had it for a while. I used to use it on Wednesday nights. We're not doing those anymore. We have a couple Sunday school classes that are using it every Sunday for Sunday school classes. And then I would say it's very sporadic, if any at all. Have you used it at all in children's camps?
Not since we put Sunday mass.
All right.
Not post-COVID.
All right, not post-COVID. It used to be used in children's, but not now.
Okay. So whenever COVID happened, what happened with you guys? Were you able to meet in person still, or did you do anything virtually? And are you still doing things virtually?
We have never stopped having services. We
Okay.
did have them outside for about 6 weeks and then came back in. But we haven't had what we were doing Wednesday night and Sunday night, and we may never go back to the same thing. So, but what I'd really like to do is get other bunches using RightNow, because I've used it for years. Matter of fact, Corey, our worship pastor, had it in Alaska. I had it at the end of Alaska and I had it in Hawaii for 8 years, and then now here. So,
Charter member.
yeah.
Yeah.
Corey's
Well, so then that means that you guys have had experience with it before, so you at least understand what it is and how it can be used. We'll just talk about ways to easily implement it.
Well, we
into
do,
what
but
you guys already
the
do.
rest of them here really don't. So if you would just
Okay.
start at the beginning.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. I will start we'll just refresh everything. That will be good for those that aren't super familiar with it. So tell me, what are some ways that you guys communicate with your people? Do you use things like social media or email, or what does that look like for you guys?
Yeah, we use social media a lot. We have used Zoom quite a bit. So, but primarily social media.
Okay, great. And you said you use Zoom quite a bit. Do you use those for like Sunday school classes or for groups online? What do you use Zoom for?
Well, we got one Sunday school class that uses it every Sunday. We have had meetings with it. When we do our business meetings, we also Zoom for the ones that aren't here, things like that. But for the most part, our other meetings are just like deacons meetings and stuff that we use Zoom for the ones that can't make it. So,
Great.
anybody else know of anything else? I don't want to leave anything out. No, I guess I did.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, so I will get started on these things I wanted to share with you guys today. Just kind of give you a little bit of a background. I own my church's account. We're a super small church in North Dallas. We were about 80 before COVID. We've been running like 25 or so since meeting back in person last July. So everything I'm showing you today are going to be things that I do for my own church. And I like to share that just because I want you guys to see how easy it is to implement these things on what you're already doing, what you're already communicating with your people. Our main source of communication is also Facebook, social media. We do emails every once in a while, not super often. So I'll show you how you could insert those into emails if you guys do those, every once in a while. It would be good to insert some information about RightNow Media, but I want to focus on the things that you guys do the most so that it fits best for you. So where I'm going to start, like I said, I'm logged into the owner account. Admins are able to see this page up here at the top that says contacts. For your users, it says send invite. So they're able to invite their friends and family too. So I'm going to go ahead and click on contacts here. And this page, for those of you that don't know, this is where you can come and see everyone who has ever received an invitation, which would be here under all contacts, whether they've accepted that invite or not. The active contacts here are those that did set up their account through that invitation. Then it separates it between admins and users. And then the pending invites here, these are those that did not accept the invitation to start with and didn't set up their account. This date invited column can be filtered. So if we wanted to click on it, we could see the oldest and newest, click on it again, newest to oldest. So a lot of these are from a while ago. And what happens a lot of times, the reason that a lot of these are probably pending is because it gets filtered through spam a lot. We get filtered through promotions. Even though the invitation says it's coming from you guys, it comes through our system, so we get flagged. So these could have just went straight to their spam. They never knew that they had it. A lot of times what I see too is you've got about 50-50 pending and active. So what could have happened is, one person per household could have registered their account and they just said, we'll just use this one for everyone. So, this isn't a bad registered number at all. As long as they're using it, and then some of these pending invites could probably be removed because if it's in their spam folder from 2016, they're not going to go check it. So if you wanted to come in here and remove some of these, you can just click on the box next to their name. It allows you to select 10 at a time and then come up here to selected and click on delete. Because what I would do from now on is use this link here to invite people. This link will send them straight to the page where they would set up their profile. So you don't have to worry about email getting filtered through spam or lost in what I call internet space and we really don't know where it goes. This link will get them directly where they need to go and without the middleman. You can put this link on your website if you want to. You can put it on Facebook if you want to. I put it on Facebook every single time I mention RightNow Media. So I'll show you how I do that. And then I'll put it in the emails that we send out to you just in case. I also have 2 other tools that do the same thing this link does. There's a QR code and a text code that I'll send to you in an email today. Those 2 are more for in-person. So since you guys are doing in-person stuff, they may come in handy. I put the text code on a slide that we play before and after services. It's just continuously in that loop. And then I have it printed out on I have the QR code printed out on a piece of paper that talks about RightNow Media that's pinned on our bulletin board in the lobby so that we can send our guests there, we can send our new people that haven't registered there to just scan that with their phone, which right now in person, those 2 tools have been really great because they don't have to touch anything. It makes it really easy to get them plugged in. Does anybody have any questions about this page or those tools I mentioned?
Nope.
Okay, awesome. You can still gather emails yourself and put them in this box and send out the invites this way if you want to. It's completely up to you on how you do that. But I think that this link and the text code and QR code are way more efficient. I'm going to go back to the main page. So this button up here is the home button. And so that will take us back to the main page. And the next place I want to go is here to the church's library. So you can find it over here on the left-hand side under libraries. Also, this banner here is permanent. No matter where you are on the platform, it will be here, so you can always click on libraries there. It will bring up the list in the middle, and we can click on the church's library from here. Now, what this page is, This is exclusive to your church and those that are registered with you. So this could be your main place to send people to find specific things. I like to put recommendations. I will put current studies our groups are doing just to make it easy for them to find. And then I also put our services here. So we record our services and put them on YouTube, and I just embed them here. Do you guys record your services?
Yes,
Good. Are those on like YouTube or Vimeo or anything?
yeah, we're on YouTube and Facebook, live stream, all that.
Perfect. So we can embed Facebook Live videos here too. If it's on YouTube, I'd recommend just using YouTube. YouTube makes it a little bit easier to embed things. But I'm going to create a couple of different channels and show you guys how to add things to them. I'll create one for Bible studies and I'll create another for your videos. Now this is the page I was mentioning that is only able to be edited by the owner's login. So admins and users can't make any changes to this page, only the owner login can. So if anyone else here today needs to be able to make changes to this page, say, you may want to have a children's channel, a small groups channel, all of the different ministries to put your own recommendations in. If that's the case, I would suggest either sharing the login information for the owner login now, or if you guys have like a general email for the church, like an info@stithton.org, if you have an email like that, then we can register that email and set it as the owner. Then that way all of the staff can share that one login to make changes to their own channels, and then everyone would have their own personal logins separately as well. So that's something for you guys to think about, and I can change that at any time, but I wanted to let you know, so the owner is the only one that can make changes to this page. I'm going to name this channel Bible Studies. So a channel is a category. You can have as many as you want. I think I have 7 or 8 in our library. I have one for our sermons. I have one that is content that relates to our sermon topic. I have one currently up for Easter content. And then I have 4 that are just basic recommendations. I have women's, men's, kids, and youth. So I can put those recommendations in. So you can have as many as you'd like. Name them whatever you want to. This media type here, though, this is the most important part to creating your channels, because these media types will determine what you can put in your channel. Notice too that they coincide with these blue libraries over here on the left. So when we choose Bible studies, it will only allow us to add what's formatted as a Bible study and is in this All Bible Studies library on the left. Then I'll click on Create New Channel. You'll see that show up there. And so I'm going to create another one. I'll just name it Sermons for now. And then the media type for this one, since that it's your videos, it will be this one here at the bottom. This custom media will also house these downloadable video illustrations. So that will house those videos and your videos. So we'll click on Create New Channel.
Can we upload MP4s into that?
Unfortunately, no. So we don't have any storage on our servers, and that's why we use YouTube, Vimeo, Facebook Live to embed the videos, because you're actually not using any storage when you do that. You're just embedding it from an outside resource. So as long as it's already uploaded to like YouTube or something, you can put it here. That was a great question. So you notice that these two look a little bit different. That's because the media types are different. This Add Existing Content button, this would refer to those downloadable video illustrations. For your videos, you'll want to click here where it says Create Custom Media. So we go ahead and click on that. And it will bring up this box here where we'll input some information. So let's see, you guys are on YouTube. Is it just under Stifton?
Yes.
Okay. There we go. Is this it?
That'd be the one.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to use this one from yesterday just as an example. So you go into the video you're wanting to add, pause that, and you click on share here underneath the video.
Those are church channels, that's our info one. So if you want something separate, okay.
Could we use the new directory one we just created?
I would rather just do an info one, so that way the directory is like a.
I mean, 'cause it's just for staff, right?
Yeah, we're just talking about making an info at Stifton for doing everything.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so sorry, my computer froze there for just a second. So I clicked on share, and then it brought up this dialog box. So you can click on embed here and copy that long code, or this link here works too. So I'm just going to click on copy, and copies it for me. We're going to go back to the RightNow Media tab, and I'm just going to put the date here for now. The description is not a required field. The title and embed are, so I'm going to paste that link from YouTube there, and you'll see it show up pretty quickly. Now this thumbnail here, this is an option too. If you don't have your video covered already like you guys do, you could just upload a file. I like to cover it with our sermon series graphics just because visually it helps our people to see which series is which, but it's up to you. And then I'll go ahead and click on save,
Could cover it with
and you'll
whatever
see that
picture we
video
use.
show up pretty quickly.
That has the verses and stuff.
So another advantage to us not having any storage on our server is that you don't have a limit here. So you can keep putting as many videos as you want to. And as you notice too, this is 87 minutes long, but we didn't have to wait for it to upload at all because it was already uploaded to YouTube. So there are some advantages to not having that storage on here. I think it makes it a lot easier. But anytime you want to add more videos, you just click here where it says create custom media, and it will bring up that same dialog box where you put in the information for the next video. And that's it for adding your own things. And you can put as many custom media channels here as you want to and put as many videos in those as you'd like as well. Do you guys have any questions about that?
Nope.
Okay, awesome. So I'm going to show you how to add Bible studies to this next channel here. There's a couple of different ways. This first way is to click right here where it says click to start adding content. This brings up a list of all of the titles of all of that media types. So these are all the Bible study titles. This is not my favorite way, just to be honest. There's a lot of titles to look through. If you know what you're looking for, though, you can type it in here and search for it. But let me show you the second way I think is a little bit easier. So I'm actually going to go into one of our studies to add it. So I'm just going to go into the Easter library here since that's coming up pretty quickly. I'll click on this Easter study. And when you're in the actual study that you're wanting to add, you'll notice this blue button here in the description. Again, this blue button only shows for the owner because that's the only person that can add things to those channels. So this button, all you do is click on that, and it brings up the options that match that media type. So we're in a Bible study, so it's only going to give us the options of the channels that are Bible studies. If you had more, you could click here, it would drop down. You could choose from your other channels that you have created and then click on add to channel. It gives you that green banner letting you know it's added. So you could go on and keep adding things, but I'm going to go back to the library and show you what that looks like now that it's been added. And it's there waiting for us. So you can keep adding things to these channels. There's not a limit on how many Bible studies you have in a channel. The point of this page is to make that this resource a little bit less overwhelming. So you don't want to put tons and tons and tons of stuff here and make it still overwhelming. You want to make it, friendly for them to come and find exactly what you want them to see, but you can keep adding things here too if you want.
Can I ask how many videos you guys have now?
Ooh, last I heard, before Christmas was 26,000 videos. Now that's individual videos. So, each of these Bible studies
Right.
may have, 5 or 6 videos in each one. And so that's what they're counting when they say 26,000. But I know that we've added tons and tons of videos and tons of studies since then. So I would assume that it's probably more than that by now. A lot.
Yep.
Now, one more thing I want to show you guys on this page is over here on the right, you'll see these editing buttons. This says hidden in red for both of these channels that we just created. That's your publishing button. So whenever you've put things in here and you're ready for people to see it, just make sure that you change this toggle button to the right and make it say active. Otherwise, they won't see what you put there. And actually right now, since everything is hidden, your users and admins, when they log in, they won't see the church's library over here because we don't want to lead them to a blank page. But once you start making things active, this button will show up. They'll be able to come here and they'll see the active content. They won't see any of these editing buttons or this blue banner here at the top. You can also rearrange your channels by choosing these arrows here too, if you need to. And then if you ever want to remove something from a channel, you can click here where it says edit. And you can either delete it from here, or if you want to drag and drop it into a different order, you can do that from here as well. And then we'll just click on the orange church's name to go back to that page where we can see both of them. But that's it for this page. Do you guys have any questions?
Nope.
Awesome. Very quiet and attentive group today. That's good.
It's Monday.
True. Okay, so I'm going to go back into Easter, keep using this one as an example for everything else I want to show you guys. From this point on, this is available, these things that I'm going to show you are available for all logins. So that library is the only thing that can only be edited under the owner's account. Everything else we're going to talk about, everyone here today in your personal logins, you'll be able to do these things. So I mentioned that I like to share things straight to our Facebook page. I try to share specific content every 6 to 8 weeks. Usually it's content that goes along with our current sermon topic, so that I've got some pretty specific things that I'll share and encourage our people to do individually, not necessarily as a group. And I find that helps our engagement, because then they don't have to go and find anything on their own. They go just straight to what I've suggested, and my hope is that they'll continue to just kind of look for things on their own once they're there. But I try to do every 6 to 8 weeks. I don't do it every week. I don't do it every month. I don't want to overwhelm them and overload them and then them start ignoring my suggestions. So just try to do it every once in a while to keep things out there in front of them. And it makes it really, really easy to do, because there's this Facebook icon right here underneath the picture of J.D. Greer, and that's in the same place in all of the studies. And so all you have to do is click on that icon. If you are an admin on the church's Facebook page, then you're able to change where you share it here at the top to a page you manage. Or if you guys have private groups or anything for maybe youth group or parents group or something like that, you can share it to a private group here too, or in a private message. But I like to put in the caption a reason why I'm sharing it. And then I'll also put a sentence with that invite link from the contacts page that just says, if you haven't registered your account yet, then follow this link. And I'll actually show you a visual of what that looks like. Let's see. This is one I posted a while back. but that we were doing First Peter. So I made this suggestion. This just kind of tells them why I want them to watch it. And then if they haven't registered yet, they can follow this link to register. Because if they aren't a registered user and they follow this active link, it won't let them view anything. It takes them to the study, but it puts a banner across the screen that says, oh, I can't remember exactly, but it's something to the extent of they have to have a login, so to reach out to the church to get an invitation. And so instead of them having to reach out to me, wait for me to send them that email, them forget what they even wanted to do to start with, I just give them this link, let them go ahead and do it quickly, and then that way they can start using that study as soon as they want to. Does anybody have any questions about sharing it to Facebook?
No.
Awesome. Now for email, what I like to do, and I want to share this just in case if you guys decide to do email, and this could even be, specific to your ministry too. I like to just come in here and right click on the graphic of the study, and I'll save or copy the image, and it copies it without that orange play button in the middle. I'll put that into my email, and then I'll copy and paste the description and copy and paste the direct link up here at the top. And so then that gives them all of that information that would have been shared on Facebook as well, a direct link there. And then I still put that invite link in the email all together too. So then it ends up looking like, I should have left that up, ends up looking like this. Have you guys downloaded the app on your phone yet?
I haven't.
Yeah.
A couple of.
Okay. Awesome. So the app, as you guys that have it, probably know there are a few features on there that make it even easier to use. So if you haven't downloaded the app yet, I definitely suggest to do that. And then mention this to your church often as well. That way, they're also reminded to download the app if they haven't, but also use it if they have it. Because there are some really key things here. So offline playback is a big deal. If you know you're going somewhere without internet, or if you have bad internet, this is a great tool because you can download either the whole series or session by session to the app and view it offline later. Also, there's an audio only mode. This is, to be really, really honest, this is the only way that I do any of these studies because I stare at the screen all day. At the end of the day, I don't want to stare at it anymore. So this audio only actually turns off the video and just plays the audio, kind of like a podcast. There's also an auto play button in here too, so it will just continue on to the next session without having to touch your phone or anything. So that comes in handy if you're driving. You don't have to look down at your phone or anything. Your content button here, this is one thing I really wanted to mention. Everyone has this button. You'll see share here in the study, and it gives you the ability to text studies to each other. My small group leaders really love that because they'll send out the study that they're starting through their group text. You can also share it straight to Facebook through your app. If you guys use any other kind of texting app or anything like that, like GroupMe or WhatsApp, you're also able to share it straight to those from your app. So it makes it really, really easy to get content out to people. And then everyone also has this send invite button in their app as well. So they can send out invites to their friends. In-app resources, you also have the ability to pull up the study guide on your phone as well. So it makes it really easy to use, especially in a group setting. I know I've used this several times for our small groups in a group setting where, it may be on the TV for everyone to watch together, but when it comes time for discussion, I just have the app up on my phone so we can go through the questions.
I have a quick question. If you download the material onto the app, can you share it directly, or will they still have to go through RightNow Media?
They still have to go through RightNow Media. So it doesn't download it to the device where you would be able to share it that way. It just downloads it to the app. I don't know if you ever use like Netflix or Prime, whenever you can download things to the app, but it doesn't let you view it like on it doesn't download it to your device. So you wouldn't be able to share it that way. For them to be able to access it, they would have to have a RightNow Media login. So what you could do is, if that's the case, you could just share that invite link with them. So I actually saved the invite link for our church in my notes on my phone, so that if that ever happens, if I send out a session or study to someone, and they come back and say, oh, I can't access that, I don't have a login, then I can just text them back the link so that they can get a login quickly and start using that I'm sharing. Does that help?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'm going to go back to Easter, and I want to show you guys this last feature I have. It's our virtual groups feature. So I was asking earlier what you guys use Zoom for, because this feature has been really helpful for the Zoom users to be able to use this instead. We built our own version of Zoom into our platform. So you can see and hear each other, you can play a session, watch it together, and there's not a time limit, so you can stay on here as long as you need to. And a cool thing about it too is that anyone is able to start a group. So it doesn't have to be an admin, it doesn't have to be the owner, your users can start groups, which I have loved using on a personal basis, because my sister-in-law lives in Tampa, we're here in Dallas, and we do a study together through this. So it's just one-on-one. It doesn't have to be for organized small groups. It can be used for discipleship. It can be used for counseling, just so many different things. You guys could even use this for your staff meetings or elders meetings, all of those things, because it's just really easy. It's right here in RightNow Media. So what you would do is you go into the study that you're wanting to do. You would go into this session that you're wanting to do. So I'm going to go into session 1 here. And once you're in that session, you'll see that there's a blue button here that says Watch as a Virtual Group. This button is in the same place in all of the study sessions and all of the kids' episodes. So to start a group, all you have to do is click on that button, and it opens up another window for you and generates a link. This invite link is for this group. It's only good for 7 days. So you would just copy this link and send it out to those that you want to join you. And if you need to do that in advance, a couple of days, you can. And then whenever they follow that link, you would click on Start Virtual Group. And on this next page, this is what they would see when they follow that link. So they do have to have a RightNow Media login to join a group. So when they follow that link, if they aren't logged into their account, it will prompt them to log in and then bring them here, where they can turn on their microphone and their camera, and then click on Join Virtual Group. And then this is where everyone will be joined. So as they connect, you'll see a row of their faces here at the top of the screen. You'll be able to hear them automatically if they joined with microphone. And the person who started the group is considered the facilitator. So the facilitator has a couple of different controls others joining don't have. So here in the middle, for everyone else, it would say waiting for whoever has started that group to start the video, where for you as a facilitator, it says start the video for everyone. You have the ability to start and stop the video as needed. So if you need to pause it, sorry, if you need to pause it at any time, you can, for questions or anything like that. I don't know if you guys noticed, when I pressed play by accident, it automatically mutes everyone for you. So it'll tell you, you've been muted. That way you're not hearing the background noise while the video is playing and all of that stuff. And whenever you pause it for questions, it doesn't automatically unmute you, so you want to make sure that you let them know to unmute themselves down here at the bottom. For the facilitator, this top button over here on the right shows up. For everyone else, it does not exist. But this button, when you click on it, you'll see that it allows you to move on to the next session. So since there's not a time limit here, you guys could do more than one session if you need to in one sitting. Especially these that are a little bit shorter. Some of ours are like 5-6 minutes long, so you could definitely do more of those in one sitting if you need to. These two buttons here are visible for everyone else. There's the live chat feature, so they're able to type in questions and things as the video plays, or if they didn't join with audio, they can still participate in conversation. And then this button here will just show everyone a list of all the names who have joined. Because you can have up to 200 people join a group, but you can only have 16 faces show at a time. So if you had more than 16 with video, then it would just rotate through those faces throughout the meeting. But you could always come here to see the list of everyone who's joined. But yeah, that's it for this. It really comes in handy. And like I said, I've got a lot of churches that will use this for their staff meetings, because you don't technically have to start the video at all if you don't want to. You can just come in here and have your meeting. If you have a short video to show, you can play it through here and then continue your meeting. This gallery mode button up here at the top would just make everyone's faces a little bit bigger on the screen for that discussion time. That is all I have for you guys today. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, could you just go back to the regular home screen and
Actually,
go?
wait, can I ask a question before you leave that?
All right, go ahead.
Is there a chat box feature? I'm sitting far away from the screen, so I can't really tell.
There is, yes. So let me go back. Over here on the right, those three buttons, this middle one here is the chat.
Gotcha. And can you save the chat like you do in Zoom, or do they have to copy and paste it somewhere else?
They'd have to copy and paste it somewhere else. Yeah, I mean, there are similarities to Zoom, but a lot of it is not exactly the same. So that part is one that's not exactly like Zoom. You wouldn't be able to just download it. You can copy and paste it somewhere else.
Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, if you go back to the home, and then I just want to, because I know a couple of them here haven't been in this at all, so could you just like go to youth and look up all of the ones under youth?
Also, what we have are Bible study roadmaps in this banner. So for those that are new, this may be a good place to start. So I'm going to click on that. This is what we did was we put together what we call roadmaps. They're a year-long worth of suggested studies. So this one is for youth. So you'll see that we've got suggested studies for March to April, April to May, and then there are even alternatives over here, and they're color-coded. So say you don't want to use this one, you can just click here and choose a different one. Several different options. We also have these for women, men, general adult groups, and then youth. So that's a good place to start for someone new that doesn't really know, where to start. You can definitely start with those roadmaps. But this page, so youth, this gives us all of the studies that have to do with youth. And it places it into different categories here based on what the topics of these are to you.
Anybody else want to see any other? Okay, I think we're probably good then.
Okay, awesome. I know that you guys are using this for kid stuff, so you already know that these things are here, but for those that aren't familiar with it, you guys can use these for your families at home too. The kids stuff in our house, I have 4 kids and they are between 8 and 13. And I've been with RightNow Media for 5 years. So since they were, the youngest were 3. And we love this stuff. I also homeschool. So we use a lot of these Mr. Phil show episodes are educational. We use Superbook and Torchlighters for school. But you'll see a lot of new things pop up in this newly added too. So pretty neat stuff in here for the kids. I think that I learn more from this stuff than the adult content sometimes. So I would suggest if you guys have a logo or something for the church that you can upload here, I would suggest doing that so that when your people log in, they'll visually associate this with the church too.
Okay.
Okay, great.
All right, thank you. Think we're all good.
Yeah.
Hopefully everybody will play with it some.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to send you an email that will kind of recap what we talked about today. And if you want to forward that along to everyone who's here, then everyone can have those notes. And I'm your point of contact from now on too. So my contact information will be in that email. And if you guys ever have any questions, I'm here for you. I'll send out an email probably every 8 to 12 weeks too, just to say, hey, and see how things are going.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Thank you all for your time. I hope that you have a great rest of your Monday.
Thank you, great
Thank
job.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Sure.
All right, well, that's very usable stuff if you have time to look.